What's going on, Jerome's? We're back. Take a look at another mock draft. Ryan Wilson, CBS Sports. Every single time a Ryan Wilson mock draft comes up, it's like, let's get nuts. But things have tamped down a little bit as we creep closer to the draft. I think things are starting to solidify, but let's go. Number one, yes, Trevor Lawrence. Now, I had been hoping that Ryan Wilson was going to be my guy to drop Trevor Lawrence from one. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. Is there any Trevor Lawrence gas mask bongs out there? I don't know. Zach Wilson, 2 to the Jets. That seems pretty cemented in. 3, Mac Jones, Niners. Now, I feel like this is really starting to pick up some steam and traction. Wilson's been on this for a while. I think Mac Jones at 3 could make sense. I think Mac Jones with Kyle Shanahan, but he seems like the safer pick. But the upside and ceiling for Justin Fields and Trey Lance, man, that's going to be hard to pass up. 4, the Falcons sticking and picking. Justin Fields, the local guy, formerly the pride of Georgia, the OSU quarterback, sitting behind Matt Ryan for a year or two, learning Arthur Smith's system. I think that's a really nice landing spot for Justin Fields. Plus, Calvin Ridley long-term, let's go. And the leftovers of Julio Jones. 5, Bengals. Very realistic scenario for the Bengals. Quarterbacks go 1 through 4, and then they have their choice of everyone else. Penei Sewell, no matter what. Where I understand Pitts, super tempting. Jamar Chase, super tempting. But protecting Joe Burrow is going to be key number 1. Plus, receiving core, you got Boyd, you got Higgins. So you're like, yeah, you feel okay. Plus, it's a super deep wide receiver class. Go get another wide receiver or tight end. Hell, get Freiermuth at the top of the second round. Go ahead. Or a wide receiver day 2, day 3. 6, Dolphins, man. So Kyle Pitts, I understand the allure of Jamar Chase as well as Waddle or Devontae Smith with Tua, but Kyle Pitts is just different, man. He is absolutely different. Plus, you got Pitts, you got Devontae Parker, you got twin towers of just receiving threat ability. Plus, Gesicki's no slouch at tight end either. Man, you just like all the weapons in Miami. 7, picking up Jamar Chase for the Lions. They go wide receiver again. This one's good, but replacing Marvin Jones, replacing Babytron, I think Jamar Chase is a really nice selection here for the Lions if they do stay put. 8, got trade. So the Panthers, they got Sam Darnold. They trade down. Washington comes all the way up, and it's going to be a pretty penny to move from 19 to 8. So the Panthers are set up for the future, but Washington comes up. No pants for Trey Lance. You got him competing with Fitzmagic as well as Taylor Heineke. So Trey Lance maybe can sit for a while. Maybe he gets on the field. Who really knows? But I don't know. I trust Ron Rivera. I don't trust Scott Turner, and I don't trust the Washington organization at all. So pray for Trey Lance. 9, Broncos. Probably would have took Trey Lance if he was there, but they get leapfrogged. It is what it is. George Payton taking the cornerback 1 in this draft from Patrick Surtain. Well, quarterback 1, unless you factor in health. So Caleb Farley, for me, still that guy. But Surtain pairs up with Kyle Fuller in that Fangio defense. Go ahead. 10, so the Cowboys miss out on Surtain. They miss out the chance to go in Bama. So J.C. Horn has that length, has that aggressiveness. I really like him as a press man cornerback. And plus in that division, you need a guy like J.C. Horn. 11, speaking of that division, you definitely need a guy like J.C. Horn with Jalen Waddle coming in. That speed, demon, dimension for Daniel Jones. It's a big year for him. Year 3, they're going to see if he's the guy. So Jalen Waddle added to Babytron, added to Saquon Barkley, added to Kyle Rudolph and Evan Ingram. So there's no more excuses for Daniel Jones. 12, so the Eagles get an extra first-round pick, moving down from 6 to 12, and still get Devontae Smith. This is a hell of a draft for them. So Devontae Smith with Jalen Reagor for Jalen Hurts. Yeah, go ahead. We'll see what happens. 13. So this is the best-case scenario for the Vikings, where 2 of the top 3 tackles are still on board. So through math, only one of them can go, so one of them will be available. The Chargers go Rashawn Slater to be the blindside protector for Justin Herbert. Perfectly fine with that. Christian Darrisaw, no matter what, sprint up to the podium. Sprint up there, where this is a scenario for the Vikings and one of the better ones where there is going to be one of the tackles available. The top 4 playmakers off the board, that's fine. The big 5 quarterbacks are gone, that's also fine. But you got your choice of Darrisaw, Parsons, Kwity Paye, AVT. Trevin Moehrig is there as well. Yeah, I think Darrisaw is just that dude, man, where I don't care that he didn't do all the positional drills at his pro day. He did offensive line drills, and that's what matters. Kid can move. He's got size. He's got length. He's got anchor. He's got it all. And yes, Ezra Cleveland certainly could be a great left tackle in this league, but Darrisaw, he just slaps different, man. Darrisaw at left tackle, move Ezra Cleveland to left guard, pick up Kendrick Green in the middle rounds, and Let's go win that day. 15, Micah Parsons. Or I actually don't expect the Patriots to just sit back and watch all this carnage. I expect them to make a move, but man, like if you stick at 15 and you get Micah Parsons, that's a nice consolation prize. 16, where I understand the Cardinals have gone after the weapons, they've gone after the sexiness, but no, AVT, protect Kyler Murray and actually see what he can do. 17, Raiders. The Raiders. So since they signed Yannick the freaking Ngakoue, they can do whatever the hell they want. Go BPA, Zaven Collins. Man, he's got the range, he's got coverage ability, and he is a really nice addition for Las Vegas. 18, Dolphins pick up Jalen Phillips. Man, I like this one. So they get Kyle Pitts, and now they get Jalen Phillips, where Phillips could be the number one edge rusher in this class if he didn't have those health concerns. But the thing that Miami was missing all last year was a consistent presence on the edge. So Phillips stays in South Beach, and yeah, they're just going to get after it. 19, so it's a long drop from 8 to 19. So hopefully the Panthers got quite a bit of draft capital. But they get Greg Newsome, where they have a young and fast defense. Matt Rule is really building this thing up from the studs. And they add another stud, Greg Newsome the second. He can be your alpha cornerback 1 opposite Troy Pride. Plus they got Jeremy Chin in that secondary. I really like what they're doing on defense. 20, so the Bears, they would be tempted to go wide receiver. Maybe they reach for a quarterback, but you will see what happens in the second round. So Tevin Jenkins is that guy. So plant his ass at right tackle day 1 and just forget about it. So I like that selection for the Bears. The Colts, they do have a need at left tackle with the retirement of Anthony Costanzo, but just adding a replacement for Justin Houston. They need a more consistent edge presence. Now, Azeez Ojulari, stylistically, maybe. Chris Ballard does like them a little bit lengthier on the edge. I actually think that they would go Kwity Paye in this spot, but Azeez, you can't be mad at that. Redshirt sophomore, he's just scratching that surface of what he could be down the line. I think that's a really nice get. Kwity Paye, even though they signed Bud Dupree, Tennessee could certainly use more edge. Use Kwity Paye all along that defensive line with Jeffrey Simmons. I like that one. 23. So the Jets got Zach Wilson. You would think maybe getting him some protection. Sam Cosmi would make some sense here, but Robert Salah needs him some weapons. Cornerbacks are off the board. Maybe they take a shot on Caleb Farley, but Rousseau, where Gregory Rousseau has had a really weird draft trajectory, where out of the gates, it was seen as a top 12 pick, edge rusher 1, but now he's precipitously dropped. And maybe it's because he was a little bit stiff in his pro day, but that's what you expected. That's what we knew. But Rousseau is a tough and talented kid. I think Salah can use him in a lot of creative ways up front. 24. Man, Steelers, so they definitely need offensive line help. They could use running back help. Najee Harris would be a nice pickup here. But Jason Elway to replace Bud Dupree, that's gross. Keeping him in the Keystone State, yeah, man. I get it. 25. So you got yourself some Trevor Lawrence. Now protect him. Jawan Taylor's not working out. Cam Robinson, even though you franchise tagged him, he's not the future. Samuel Cosby, put him at a tackle. Eventually put him on the blind side after Cam Robinson goes bye-bye. There you go. 26, Jamin Davis. On the back of an amazing pro day, Jamin Davis, physical freak linebacker, where Kevin Stefanski, he saw what happens in Minnesota. It's like, oh, you got a guy like Eric Hendricks? Oh, Jamin Davis, guy like Eric Hendricks, guy like Anthony DeBar. Let's go. 27, Boogie Basham replaces Judon and Yannick the freaking Ngakoue. He's got size where he can play 5-tech, he can play edge rusher, he can play stand-up, he can do all that stuff. 28. So the Saints stopped Caleb Farley's draft day tumble, where those medical issues, those back issues, they ain't going to be going away. But Caleb Farley could be a high-end cornerback in this league if he's good to go. I think he's certainly worth the gamble later on. 29. This sucks. So Levi Wuzuriki is one of my favorite players, and he could play all along the defensive line, replacing Dean Lowry. But, yeah, man, this sucks. This sucks because that's a great get for them. It's a deep wide receiver class, so they could certainly address that later. But, nah. 30, Tyson Campbell. Oh, yeah, the good Georgia cornerback. Just kidding. But, yeah, Tyson Campbell is overshadowed by Eric Stokes after Eric Stokes ran like a 2-second 40. But Tyson Campbell, tough, competitive guy, has size, has length. I like him at Buffalo. And then 31. So the big concern was, hey, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is the tight end eraser. So getting him for a team that has to play Travis Kelce a lot, why don't we just get him, right? Plus, they're in division with Darren Waller, so a guy like Joke makes a lot of sense. 32, Travis Etienne, where Rojo's whatever. They re-signed Fournette to a 1-year deal, but Etienne and his quickness and his speed, yeah, really like that matchup. In the second round, so the Jaguars get Kadarius Toney. That's a nice get, man. That's a nice get. Urban Meyer, Florida connection. Nice target for Trevor Lawrence. Although, is there a little bit too much skill set overlap with Laviska Shenault, the second round pick out of Colorado last year? Javonte Williams goes to the Jets. Asante Samuel, Falcons. Moore goes to the Eagles. That's a nice little get. Even though, hey, you got Anthony Harris, man. Anthony Harris and Trevor Moore. Woo. Bateman goes to the Bengals. See, we told you. The Bengals. You can get wide receiver later. So even though Jamar Chase is that dude, Penei Sewell is absolutely that dude. And then in the second round, you get Bateman to go with T. Higgins. That's a really nice duo. Plus Tyler Boyd working the slot. Man. Panthers get Jalen Mayfield. With Taylor Moton in place, I would just play Mayfield left tackle. Yeah, I would give it a shot. Why not? Christian Barmore to the Broncos. That's a really nice get. Jevon Holland goes to the Lions. Dylan Radunz, as they try to rebuild that offensive line, Andrew Thomas, Matt Pert, Will Hernandez, whatever. Kelvin Joseph goes to the Niners. That's a sneaky good pick. I like him a lot. Cowboys get Joe Tryon. Jaguars with the pick from the Vikings get Najee Harris. Now, the Vikings hadn't traded for Unique the freaking Ngakoue to start with. I mean, they could have had Ronnie Perkins. They could have had Freiermuth. They could have had Jamar Johnson. They could have had Davis Mills. Could have gone with different directions, but nah. Bears get their quarterback of the future in Davis Mills in the second round. I think that is the plan, and I'm not necessarily buying that the Bears would want to trade up to 4, but yeah, they go a different direction first round, maybe maneuver in the second, get their guy, go ahead. Also, Aaron Banks, Leatherwood, Richie Grant. Richie Grant to the Ravens, that's a really good fit. Elijah Moore to the Browns, where, I don't know, Elijah Moore and Jarvis Landry, both 2 slot receivers, but what can you do? Kellen Mond to the Saints, where he can sit behind Jameis for a year and then see what happens there. Go ahead. Chiefs, Kendrick Green. That one sucks. Hey, Chiefs, why taking all the offensive linemen that I like, both in free agency and the draft, and then the Bucks get Landon Dickerson? And angry. But how mad can I be? The Vikings get our guy, our draft crush, Christian Darrisaw. Plant his ass a left tackle. Ezra's in a guard, man. And let's move on with life. Let's just go. Let's go. We can double back on guard later on. Can we get Wheeler Walker-Little Jr.? Tackle, play some guard? Yeah, why not? Or Trey Smith? Sure. Got it. But your thoughts. Ryan Wilson's 2-round mock draft. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.